All right, so there is much, much more to come. A game of this scope takes time. This is a very, very early first step. We're not coming out soon, not even Blizzard soon. We're just excited to take this first early step in the journey together with you. Demo
So
ready for you
that's
guys to play back there. We
that's
have
pretty
three
disappointing to
classes. The
hear.
first three classes.
Um, Not even Blizzard soon. Now, remember, Diablo 3 was announced in 2008, was released in 2012, and that was after a very, very long development cycle. So we're looking at 2023 or so. I mean, and Diablo 3 was Blizzard soon, so 2025, 2026, like, is my son going to be in high school by the time this game comes out? Um, so let's. Hello, everyone. I'm Kamahl. Welcome to Coffee with Kamahl. Today we're going to be discussing Diablo 4, some funny things that I found, some entertaining things that I found, and just the game in general, what I'm excited for, and all that good stuff. So let's start with the funny. Apparently, people have this idea that voicing their opinion on a comment section for a game journalist company is going to make some type of change. I don't know. But it's funny because these same type of people are also the ones that are claiming that Diablo 4 was announced and shown to cover up the controversy earlier in the month, which I just want to come out and say, like, if you truly believe that Blizzard is announcing Diablo 4 at BlizzCon because of a controversy, well, one, I'm pretty sure you're retarded. Two, your opinions are not that important to Blizzard. And three, your money that you're claiming to not give to Blizzard if they don't fit your political ideology is not that important to them either. Blizzard is a company. If Blizzard puts out a product that's good, you can fucking tweet or fucking Tumblr or YouTube comment on IGN how much you hate Blizzard as you're using your fucking iPhone or your whatever phone that got, built by 7-year-olds in China. So use your Chinese slave labor to type about how much you hate Blizzard for, uh, you know, not allowing political discourse on their tournament platforms, that the person that did that agreed, saying that they wouldn't be doing any type of political discourse on their tournament grounds. Forget that. Don't worry about that. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Logic? What's that? What's logic? Who needs to think nowadays? It's 2019. All I need to do is have a strong opinion and voice it, and then yay me, I get validation. Yay. Okay. Uh, so let's get this out of the way. First off, if you're still boycotting Blizzard, fine. You do you. Second off, if you think that Diablo 4 is going to be bad because you don't like Blizzard because of something that happened with Blitzchung, you're retarded. 3, if you think that Blizzard is announcing Diablo 4 this year at BlizzCon because of what happened earlier in the month, you're also retarded. 4, if you think that your opinion and your money is valued enough by Blizzard that they're going to succumb to your will, you're an idiot. Like, I wouldn't even say retarded, because, like, people that are retarded don't think like that. That's just straight up ignorant ass people that don't understand that compared to Blizzard, you're nothing. You're nobody. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I mean, I want you to understand that this is a company, okay? So it's not going to make any difference, especially when you're commenting on an IGN post. I mean, let's go ahead and look at the platform in which this protest is being expressed on. And I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about the IGN channel. Let's remember what IGN said about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It feels too real. I don't want to play it. They legit didn't think that the new Modern Warfare game was or should be allowed because it was too visceral and it was too real. It's a fucking video game, okay? Jesus Christ. Anyways, so that's that. Now that we got that all out of the way, there was a good one in here that I want to, like this one right here. I want to play the game, but nowhere near how much I'd rather stand with Hong Kong. They won't be getting my business. Like, come on. Shut the fuck up. You're so stupid. Go back and play your fucking Overwatch. You know that you are. You know that you're fucking playing Overwatch. This one right here. You people act like employees who have been slaving over this game for years have anything to do with the China thing. A couple of greedy higher-ups in Blizzard support messed up stuff. Therefore, Diablo 4 will be a bad game. Think a little next time. There you go. Use your fucking brain. I know that it's a difficult thing to do, and you don't do it very often, but... and then, I deleted my Blizzard account, so no thank you. Oh, I'm so proud of your grandstanding. I'm sure that your mom's really proud that you stopped playing video games because of political reasons. I mean, all right. You know what? This okay. So let's actually talk about it. So we are looking at a very, very long development cycle for this game. It's going to be a really long time before the game comes out, and it's already been quite a while that they've been working on Diablo 4 as a project. Now, do we know how many times the project of Diablo 4 has been scrapped and restarted or anything like that? We really, really don't. We don't really have any idea how many times shuffling of ideas or restructuring of the game has happened. So there's no real way to tell how long the development cycle has been active for this version of Diablo 4, but what I can say is I don't expect the game before 2025. I expect at the very least another 4 years, 3.5 years until we even get a beta for the game. Now, that's going to be disappointing to hear for a lot of people. Trust me, it's disappointing for me to say, but it is what it is. I've told you guys before, I try to, when I make these videos, when I express my opinions and ideas, I try to think logically about things. I try to take a realistic, objective stance, because I feel like too many people just dive in head first without checking how deep the water is, and then they fucking smack their head on the bottom. And I'm trying not to be an idiot like that. So, yeah, we're looking at a very long development cycle. One of the things that did kind of irritate me, though, is that they took the fire magic from the druid. Now, I'm super excited that they gave us the druid. I don't care so much about the fire magic as much as I do their ideology behind it. So they're stating that they wanted to separate the source from the druid and their magical abilities more. So instead of giving the druid, you know, one of the core elements of fire as one of his magic type, you know, like little volcanoes that come out of the ground or cataclysms that open up in the ground or, you know, anything like that, they're giving him lightning. Because, you know, lightning is one of the core elements, and fire is not. Yeah, so they're giving the druid lightning, because it's more of a naturistic element. And then they're also making sure to keep a high emphasis of lightning on the source, because, you know, they wanted to change it up and make it different. And it's like, okay, well, here's the thing. Fire has never been super good in Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, fire was extremely underpowered with the exception of in PvP because there are numerous amounts of resistances and it just doesn't scale super good. The difference came with the druid because he had the ability to entwine fire with other magic as well, and it just seemed more likely for fire to be on a druid than on a source, at least to me. To me, if I was going to make it for the source, it would be like if I wanted to completely separate him, the source would have cold damage, lightning damage, and arcane damage. And then, I mean, you could work a whole tree around arcane skills. They did in Diablo 3, and I know that they could in Diablo 4. They're bringing back the old style of skill trees, but I think that they could have done it a little bit better with arcane magic rather than fire magic, and then let the druid keep the fire magic, because it doesn't make sense to me, once again, in less words to try to say this. They want to separate the druid and the source, so they took fire from the druid, and they gave him lightning, but the source still has a heavy emphasis on lightning. So that doesn't really seem to make much sense to me. Whatever. I'm just some idiot that sits in his room and makes YouTube videos. But it doesn't make sense. Now the game itself, it looks really good. It looks like it has a lot of potential. There you can see the skill trees. It looks like there's a lot of potential with the game. But at the same time, when Diablo 3 was announced, it looked really good too. Diablo 3, when they first showed it back in 2008, it looked dark. It looked gritty. Or did I say? I think I said 2008. Either he said 4 or I'm thinking 4 or something. But back when they showed it in 2008, it looked pretty gritty. It looked pretty good, and it looked like it could be a really strong game. But it wasn't. It was garbage. It was fucking just straight garbo. Like, I'm talking about fill a fucking garbage can up with human fecal matter and light it on fire, and that was Diablo 3. Now, I am excited, just while this is, there's runes and rune words. I want to go back and see what the Vex Stole did. Because if you look, let me see what this does exactly. So, Vex, when you use a healing potion, activate the next socketed rune and complete. Oh, okay, so the first part of Vex is when you use a healing potion. And you activate the second one. So, and then when they're together, it looks like he's doing some type of like rune word type thing, although the only word rune word that is really effective is Dull IO, so you're wasting a Vex there because Vex is a high rune and Dull's a very low mid rune, so I mean, you're throwing away a Vex. You know what? Whatever. You should have saved that Dull for the White Wand for Dull IO. That way you could make a Necromancer. But you know what? I digress. So as you can see, when Vex Dull are together, the rune word, it's not necessarily a rune word, but the way that they interact together is when you use a healing potion, gain 50% critical strike chance for 7 seconds. That's pretty cool. That's something that I'm actually pretty happy about. I really enjoy the rune word system in Diablo 2, and I felt like that was a very what's the, I'm trying to find the words to best exemplify what I'm trying to say. An intelligent, happy accident for the currency system, because I don't think they went out expecting runes to be the currency system in the game, but that's how it was, and it worked beautifully because it's very apparent. You know, you have your fucking $1 bills, which are like Dole, Io, fucking Neff, Thol. You know, these are your little fucking $1 runes. Then you have your $5 rune, which is Pull. Then you have your $10 rune, which is Then you have your $20 rune, which is Maul. Then you have your $50 rune, which is Ist. And then you have your $100 bills, which is, Vex, a Jaw, fucking Chom, Burr, Zod, all these different high runes. Those are like the big dollar. And the way that it worked out was really, really cool. Like I said, I don't think they expected it to work out that way, but the way that it did work out was incredibly good. So I'm excited to see the runes make a comeback, but it all has to do with how they work. Like, with everything that I'm seeing from the game, I have reserved excitement. I'm excited to get my hands on the game. I'm excited to play the game. I'm excited to see what they do with the game. But at the same time, I'm reserved because I've seen what they've done to all of the different franchises over the past few years. And I mean, let's be completely honest here. The last solid, good, reputable product that Blizzard Entertainment has put out was, I mean, that obviously wasn't monetized incredibly fucking bad, was Wrath of the Lich King, which came out, how old was I? 20, I think? So like 10, 11 years ago. So it's been quite a while. The company is not the same company that it was at one point in time. And so it's like, yeah, I see that they're taking a lot of the ideology behind Diablo 2 and a lot of the feel of Diablo 2 and bringing it into this new game, which is great. This is much closer to a Diablo 3 than what we got from Diablo 3, at least from what I can tell. But there is still a massive chance that they completely fuck this game up. So, I mean, we can hope, but don't hold your breath. Once again, we've got 4 or more years, probably, until the game comes out. Now, I don't like saying that. I really don't. I wish that I could tell you guys, it'll come out 2020. It could come out 2021. I don't see that happening. Now I know that there's a lot of people that are reading into, oh, well, they said PS4 and Xbox One, not PS5 and Xbox whatever comes after the one. Well, yes, that's because the next generation of console, one, hasn't really fully been officially announced, and two, of course they're going to make it for the current iteration of the consoles, and they're going to announce it for the current iteration of the consoles. It wouldn't really make much sense if they were like, oh, by the way, this is going to be on PS5 and Xbox One, because as you guys know, Blizzard says one thing, and there's always something, like you can always tell with their statements, that there's something else being said that's just not being heard. Like with the whole recent fiasco about the contribution and the helping to fund the tournament, and then they just didn't put any money in themselves. It was a sleight of hand in the version of words. They're basically slapping and tickling you, or like, hey, look at this, hey, look at this, hey, look at this, thanks for your money. That's a pretty normal standard thing. Is it okay? No. No. That's why I don't typically get too excited about leaks or, announcements or premieres, because, well, until it's there, until it's in my hands, all you are showing me the best parts. It's like social media, right? So the reason that I don't use social media is because I don't care to see your life's highlights. I don't care to hear about the one super awesome, amazing thing that's happened to you this day, because that's all you're going to post about. You're not going to post about the terrible things that happen or what's not going right in your life. I mean, and I'm not saying that I want to hear about those things either, but I don't care to see the highlight reel. That's not something that interests me. If you're going to show me the great, then you also need to show me the potential downsides. And so until I actually have a game in my hands and I'm able to play them, no game company is going to come out and say like, oh, well, this is the downsides to our game. It's simply not going to happen. They're trying to convince you to buy the game because, once again, it's a business. So they're going to show you the best. They're going to show you the top end. They're going to show you, that's why we've seen the same clip of him walking 4 different times. I mean, they have an actual full playable demo, and we're just seeing him walking and then them fighting Ashava, which, it's whatever. It's a gameplay reveal, and it's a demo, but when Anthem was announced, before Anthem came out, I had so many people trying to tell me that Anthem was going to be amazing. And I always had one question. Well, one 2-part question, like a compound question. 1, what is the end game? And 2, why are they absolutely refusing to tell us about it or show us anything about it until after the game releases? I felt, hey, it's this. I felt the reason that they were doing that was because the end game either wasn't going to be there or it wasn't going to be good. I was right. Not only was the end game not good, but it was barely fucking there. Anthem having an end game is like me saying I have a full head of hair. Guess what? It's a fucking lie. It's not true. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on here and talk to you guys for a while. I am excited about mounts. I think that looks really cool. I do think the druid looks really cool. The barbarian, it's a barbarian. The source, it's a source. The druid, what makes me so interested with the druid is because, well, I'm Norse. I'm obsessed with the Norse theology. I love the mythos of the Old Norse religion, the Aesir, and I can't even think right now. It's too early for me. But I love the aesthetic of the Old Norse Viking mythos. And the druid really encapsulates that, because you're using, the power of nature as well as the ability to shapeshift into both a wolf and a bear, which a lot of people may not know this, but the origins of the werewolves and the werebears and things like that, it comes from Norse mythology. The sweatshirt that I wear almost every single day is a Norse werewolf sweatshirt. So I really, really, really like the aesthetic of the whole shape-shifting / Norse, big, brutal, naturistic. Like, I don't need people because I have my animals, I have my doges, and I can also turn into one. I think that's super awesome. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm glad that they brought it back. That's one thing that I've been asking for a long time out of PoE, is I want to see some type of shape-shifting in Path of Exile. I think that would be outstanding. If I could have a werebear chieftain or a werewolf chieftain in Path of Exile, I would be so fucking ecstatic. But here we are. Anyways, guys, I'm kind of done ranting and rambling about this. We've gone over the ignorant, the flat-out retarded, the good, the bad, the potential. And I guess that brings us to this, which is, I guess we'll just call this the end of the video. Before we end it, though, I want to show you guys this. This is such a fucking cool ass picture. That's so fucking dope. Like, that right there, if that doesn't inspire you to play a druid, then, well, you're probably one of those people in the IGN comment sections. So, there's that. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you want to show any type of support, the links are down in the description below. But always, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, those are going to be the best way to show support. Also, we have links for the Discord down in the description below. We have channels for everything: Path of Exile, World of Warcraft, Borderlands 3, even nobody plays that game anymore, and even a brand new Diablo channel that we just started this morning, where we're going to be covering Diablo 4, Diablo 2. I'm going to start playing Diablo 2 again because I miss it. I miss Diablo 2, and seeing the Druid really brings me back to the good times that I used to have on Twitch. So yeah, after this video is uploaded, I'll probably be streaming some Diablo 2 on Twitch. Come and check it out. Anyways, long video, long rant. I'm out.